Welcome. I'm Janine Pettit, Girl Camping Ambassador, founder, editor-in-chief of Girl Camper Magazine, and I'm here with my sidekick,
Lesa McDermott,
VP of Girl Camper, and co-host of the Girl Camper podcast. And today it's all about what your goals are, maybe resolutions, depending on what you call them, for 2025. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are excited to be doing this episode because it's one of those we reached out to our guides and said, what are your goals, resolutions for 2025? And we had a nice little response for some of our guides, and it's fun to hear. But before we dive into what our goals are for 2025, a quick word from our sponsor of today's podcast, Leppert CURT Manufacturing. CURT Echo Mobile Brake Controller is a world-first mobile Bluetooth brake controller that can give you an entirely new towing experience. It's easily plug and play into your RV wiring harness with no tools required. It connects wirelessly and syncs with your smartphone to control and monitor all trailer brake activities. Its compact, portable design allows for easy transfer from one vehicle to another and convenient storage when it's not in use. Check it out in the complete family of Echo units to find the best fit for your towing setup. Hey, thanks, CURT. We sure appreciate you guys.
We sure do. We'll see you soon. We're heading to Florida, and we'll be friends at the Florida RV show.
That's right. And if you are down in the Tampa area or the Fort Myers area for either one of their RV shows this January, come look us up. We will both be there. We're going to be doing a meet and greet on Thursday at the Florida RV show in Tampa at 10 o'clock. So stop by, say hi. And we're going to have a booth the whole time at the Fort Myers RV show.
Yes. And we'll be giving lots of talks, and we're both available to take you shopping.
Yeah.
If you're shopping for an RV, we'll hold your hand. Yeah. That'll be fun. So we're talking about New Year's goals. I don't like to say resolution. Do you have a negative on that?
Not particularly, no, but I did have, some of the guides did reach out and that we talked to, and they said like, no, I don't do resolutions. But I know them well enough personally to know that maybe if I had said goals,
it would have been different.
Yeah.
So what is your New Year's resolution?
I want to do more outside, and I'm really focusing on this 125-mile hike that we're going to be doing through Girl Camper in June. I'm excited. We've already got, eight
women signed up.
8 women, counting myself, signed up. I'm blown away.
So if you don't know, Lisa's hiking the Centennial Trail in South Dakota, 125 miles. You're carrying like a 3-day supply of food. You're getting
3 days
resupplied twice. So you got to carry your food with you, all your gear. It's like AT. I mean, it's tough.
It's a prelude.
I hiked with Lisa a section of the Centennial Trail on New Year's Day. It wasn't pretty, ladies. She had to keep waiting for me. It was a 500-foot elevation change in a very short distance. I was dying. Anyway, but I made it. We hiked 3 miles on New Year's Day in 18-degree temperatures. And I was so proud of myself. But I was on the trail that Lisa is going to be doing. And I'm like, hell no. No. Me, Sun RV Resorts. No, I do like camping, but I don't know. Maybe next year we might do a section of the AT. But you are going hardcore.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a long through hike. And so that was something that last fall. I'm pulling the trigger. This is going to be the goal of 2025 to get that done. And it's 125 miles. We're going to be doing it over 10 days. And I'm really excited about that. But there's a lot of prep that's got to go into that. I've got to make sure I'm getting in shape. What's my food going to be? It's been, and that's my big goal is that. And just in general, just be able to spend more time outdoors this year.
And you're outdoors a lot. So for someone like you to say, I want to spend more time outdoors. Yeah. 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 You're out there all the time.
Yeah. So how
Well,
about you.
for me, I just want to continue doing what I have been doing. So like 2 years ago, I just said, I got to get a handle on my health. I think when those grandbabies started rolling in, I'm like, I want to be the best grandma out there. I want to be the grandma who is out, building forts and outdoors and doing things with the kids. And I was so plagued by asthma and health issues, and I just dug in about 2 years ago to try to figure out what was causing all my stuff. And I've really gotten a huge handle on it. I got rid of the sugar. I got rid of white flour. It's made a huge difference in my life. I sleep better. I feel better. Your skin is better. Like everything's better. So I want to keep going down that rabbit hole, and it's not just a question of, for me, I have to learn the science behind it. I have to understand why these choices are the right thing to do. So I'm going to keep my study path that I've been doing like that. And I just want to, kind of like you, I want to be outdoors more, but not sleeping on the ground in the middle of the woods where buffalo might step on me. But, so, yeah, so I am going to do more outdoors, but this year it seems like a weird goal. This year I want to stay home more. And my team is making me. So last year I went to Utah and rafted the river, and I went to Alaska, and I went to Morocco, and I went to Lisbon, and I did a lot last year. And this year I'm not booking any summer camping trips outside of the tri-state area of Pennsylvania, Maryland. I want to get back to camping with my girlfriends. Just on weekends, like we used to. Hey, who wants to go up to the Allegheny campground? Who wants to go? I want to stay close to home and just get my little vintage camper and take off and girl camper camp again. So yeah. I got a busy spring, but when summer comes, I'm chilling and laying low.
I think I'm kind of along that same lane too. I want to get back to camping more with my girlfriends here, but they're all girl campers. So yeah, it works out well.
Yeah. So do more of what we do. I kind of feel like you and I are both like the shoemaker's kids. We're so busy here in the office. And you hear the cat running back and forth over Lisa's office. Cat Harper has been killing us here this morning, but we're having so much fun here. But we're always like producing the magazine, keeping the website up to speed, monitoring the Facebook group, all the partnerships we have. Like, if we don't actually block out a thing, we're in danger of cutting ourselves off from the reason we do all the things that we do for everybody else. Yeah. So,
yep, we got to get back.
More camping, less officing.
More camping. Exactly. So our first guide we're going to hear about is from your best friend, Carol.
My BFF, the best friend ever.
Yeah. So let's hear what Carol Thompson's New Year's resolution is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carol Thompson, and I'm your New Jersey guide. And I have been asked to share with you what my New Year's resolution is going to be. And for 2025, I am finally going to get my camper organized. I've been traveling her for about a year and a half now, thanks to Janine Pettit and Diane McNamara, and she has a ton of space. I'm not using any of it properly. So this year, my plan is to get her organized. I've watched a lot of videos. I've read a lot of articles at Girl Camper, and I am going to get her done. Certainly, if you have any thoughts or ideas, feel free to let me know at New Jersey Girl Camper, and I will share some videos with you too. So I am wishing everybody a happy and healthy New Year and looking forward to 2025.
Getting organized. We talked about that yesterday. Just organizing our closets, getting rid of stuff that we don't use anymore. And,
Purging. The purge.
Purging.
You know what's so interesting? When I had my little vintage camper, the first one I ever bought, a 1959 Fields Street. I mean, it was a genie bottle. That thing was precious. And it had, these vintage trailers have a lot more storage in them than many of the modern ones. So, when you first start, you're like, buy all this stuff. Well, one day I pulled that up in my front lawn and I put a blanket on the lawn and I emptied every single cabinet in it. And I'm like, never touched it, never touched it, never touched it. and I got rid of the stuff that's in there. It feels so good. So Carol, good luck to her with that. I'll help her.
Mhm. Next up is our Wisconsin guide, Jess Nessler, and Jess is always fun. Let's hear what Jess has to
She's
say.
the cutie pie.
Hi there, my name is Jess Nessler. I'm your Girl Camper Wisconsin guide, here today to talk to you about my 2025 New Year's resolution. It's actually fairly simple. My New Year's resolution for this next year is to become more proactive with life, not just with work, but also with things around the house. I have a very small space and a lot of stuff, so decluttering is top priority. Other than that, it's just being more proactive with my dogs, taking them for walks, going out to the dog park, and not gonna lie, if losing a couple pounds on the way there is, an option, I wouldn't totally hate that. Other than that, just keeping things back to normal where life isn't so stressful. So I guess if that means going out in nature more or camping more or just taking time out to do things one-on-one with my husband or by myself or with you wonderful ladies. We'll see what 2025 brings. But again, I'm just hoping to be a little more proactive. So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with for your New Year's resolutions. Thank you.
Jess is so cute.
And I love her dog. She's such a cute dog mom. She's
Mhm.
always out there with the puppies. And the thing about getting a dog is it does make you get outside. So that's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's good. And there's our theme again, organized.
And declutter.
Mhm.
We all have so much stuff. St. Francis of Assisi said, if you haven't used it in a year, it belongs to the poor. Get rid of it.
Cool. All right. Next up is our Texas Hill Country guide, Sharon Cutbirth.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, Girl Camper friends. I want to talk to you this morning just a little bit about the new year and how I'm approaching that in my life. It's been years since I have made a New Year's resolution because I always end up disappointing myself and feeling guilty. But this year is different for me. So when Lisa asked for a video about New Year's resolution, I thought, okay, there's my last message. There's my last cue. So my New Year's resolution is to get more physically fit. And that's been difficult for me for a while because of trouble with a knee and a hip. But just this week, I had injections in both my knee and my hip, and I'm expecting those to be helpful. And so I'm stepping up my game here. And a lot of the reason is because I want to plan really fun trips for all of you all. And I don't want to have to stay at the campground while y'all go hiking and see all these cool things. So I want to be more active in that way. And that's my plan. And now that I've told several thousand people that I'm going to do it, there's a lot of accountability there. So I hope that you'll think about becoming physically fit in whatever way is appropriate for you. And I hope to see many of you on Girl Camper events in the next year. I have a bunch planned. They're coming up. I put one up last night and another one's going up either this weekend or next week. And that one is the Davis Mountains review. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be advertising right now. Y'all have a happy, wonderful New Year.
Oh, Sharon. I love Sharon.
I love the Southern drawl.
Oh,
That Texas, I don't know. Her voice is butter to me.
Yeah. And getting fit. I mean, I think that's all part of like my hike is
Right.
getting better, physically fit, losing a little weight along the way too.
I think the secret to it is because they say like by the third week in January, people have given up. I find for myself personally, if you set too lofty a goal, like I'm going to walk 30 minutes a day, I'm going to do it every day. I'm going to, to just do something every single day and not like reduce the expectation on yourself that, that's the way to stay in it longer and to forgive yourself when you don't accomplish it. Like if you have an off day, don't think I failed. So I'm going to stop it altogether. Risa had the group, get up 6 times or.
Oh, right. Something. Get up 6 times, fall down 5 or.
It's like, just keep getting up, just keep doing it,
Yeah.
I always think to myself, like, if you quit this, you're going to be where you wanted to be, if you quit, you're going to be exactly where you were, where you are, right? 30 days from now, you may not be where you set out to be, but you could be a third of the way there.
Right.
And it's better than going backwards.
Right. Right. Yep. Good point. All right.
I know things.
Yeah, you know things. She knows things.
I don't apply them to myself. No, I try to, but it's been a long process of learning to forgive yourself and just move on.
Next up, our one and only Mary Byrnes, our Nebraska guide.
Funny Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary Byrnes, Girl Camper Guide for Nebraska. My New Year's resolution is to get out and camp more. After spending 45 years behind a desk, I'm really excited to start to explore the United States and some other countries and just get out there and travel. Whatever your New Year's brings for you, I wish you the very best of luck in everything that you do, and I'll see you by the campfire. Happy New Year.
She's being modest. She didn't tell everybody. She's hiking the El Camino this year.
She's hoping to. So that
Yeah.
maybe she may not have wanted to
Maybe
do like
she's
what,
afraid to say it out loud yet.
yeah, could have been like what Sharon said. Now I put it out to thousands of people. Because
Accountability.
yeah, and that's why I
Mhm.
did the same thing with the Centennial hike. I'm putting it out there to make me do it. Now I've got 7 other
Mhm.
women to make sure that I do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, Mary is planning on
Yeah.
taking like 40 days to go help.
She's going to do the whole thing.
She's going to do the whole thing.
Mhm.
The Santa de Camino.
Yeah.
Camino,
El Camino. I don't know.
something like that.
I know
Yeah.
several people who have done it. It's kind of a thing on my list too.
Yeah.
But I have a friend who did it by hiking 75 miles of it. And I think it's like 500 miles.
Yeah.
It's long.
So-
She did like 75 miles and a truck followed them carrying all their gear to the next. And they stopped in these incredible little villages and had lunch and then hiked another 5 or 6, 8 miles and then stayed at an incredible Airbnb. Like that's my version of it. Yeah, it involves wine and tapas. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what, yeah.
No wrong way to camp
No wrong
like
way
a
to
girl.
camp like a girl. So we now need to take another quick sponsor break for another wonderful sponsor of our Girl Camper podcast, Progressive Insurance.
Hey, RVers! Any way you explore, explore protected. With Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. They make it easy to quote, and the process takes as little as 4 minutes. Get a quote now. Insure your passion.
Hey, thank you, Progressive. We'd love having you guys as a sponsor of the Girl Camper podcast. We appreciate everything that you do for us. Yeah, there's
Office cat.
there's Harper Lee about to attack a little gift that I actually got for Mary, which I probably should get away from him before we choose it. But I got Mary this little.
Isn't that cute? We got it in town the other day. It's a backpack that's an ornament.
It's a little felt, yeah, cute little felt backpack.
Yeah.
So don't tell
Yeah,
her yet.
Progressive. We love our friends at Progressive and thank you so much for all you do for Girl Camper.
Yep. Next up on our guides resolutions is our guide manager and new event manager, Theresa Leppert.
Hey girl campers, Theresa Leppert here I'm your Iowa guide. I am going to share my 2025 your New Year's resolutions with you today. So my number 1, top of the list, is this little casita that I'm renovating. I want that to be done by spring. My goal is to bring that with me and camp in it for Camporee in the beginning of June. So that's the number 1 thing on my list. There's a lot to make that happen between now and then. My number 2 resolution for 2025 is I want to camp every month in 2025. And that includes winter camping in January, February, and March. I already have my first outing booked for second weekend in January. My camping with my husband and some friends. We were supposed to camp this past weekend and a couple things happened. My husband had to go to the dentist for some emergency dental work, and then we had an ice storm. So it turned out to be a good thing that we were not at the campground because the ice was really kind of a problem last weekend. So it all worked out. I also, my third resolution is to organize and go through my gear. I have already done that. Some of you may have seen my post maybe last week about what I did in my closet and how I organized all my backpacking gear and hung everything up the way it needs to be, and so that's all organized. But as a family, we have an entire room, an entire breezeway room. I would bet it's probably, I don't know, 7 by 10 that is full to the brim of camping gear. That is in between. It's a room between my house and my garage, and I can't even get into that room right now because it is so full of stuff. And I know that there is gear in there underneath all that stuff that hasn't been used in years. So I would like to go through all that, pull out anything that is still usable, and maybe think about rehoming it in some way. I've thought about doing like a kind of a swap meet thing, or a gear trade type thing, or a flea market scenario at one of my events. I may do that maybe in May. I don't know. We'll see. But those are my resolutions. Obviously, I have resolutions for home too. I like to compartmentalize things, and those things include continuing to declutter and organize and downsize stuff in my house because we just have too much stuff. So anyway, those are my resolutions for 2025.
I love this thing about the winter camping.
We've been doing it for the last several
Yeah.
years. My husband and
Yeah.
we camp every month. So-
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
And you've already kicked off.
I did,
technically.
because I've been here in your Montana,
Mhm.
out in a field here all by my lonesome, watching the beautiful sunrises every morning.
Yep.
But the New Jersey girls are camping the second or third weekend in January.
Sawyer, Nebraska. Mary's got something coming up too in
So
January.
for those who don't know, they're taking their campers out. They're not de-winterizing them. So they're winterized. You got all the, anti-freeze stuff in the pipes, but they're at a campground that has electric. They're not boondockers like you guys.
No.
The New Jersey girls are going to be at a campground and they're going to have electric. So they'll have space heaters, but what they won't have is running water, and the camp bathroom will be open and heated.
Perfect.
It's still fun. We did it a couple years ago and it was such a blast. And we burned a cord of wood. I'm not kidding. I mean, we just had this bonfire going all the time. It was just a blast.
Winter camping is fun. I mean, we really enjoy it. And
Mhm.
and yeah.
Well, more with Teresa though, with the downsizing, decluttering, organizing.
Yeah.
I think the system for that is to just, I have a girlfriend who's like, if she brings one thing into her house, she has to take 2 out. So if she buys anything new, she just take 2 things out.
Mm-hmm. Something I've tried over the last few years is I start the new year out with hanging all my clothing backwards so that the hangers,
The hook is coming at you.
yeah, the hook is coming at me. And then at the end of the year, whatever is still hanging at me that I haven't worn really
Okay.
needs to be considered.
Stop telling yourself it's going to fit you next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's more fun to go buy the new clothes.
It's more
You know?
fun. Like just get rid of it and make it a blessing to someone else and just,
Right. Along that same lines, though, and I saw this on a friend that we featured in the magazine a little while back, Keely Mahoney, who runs Black Hill Balloons here. She had a wonderful post about things that she was going to be trying to strive for, and that was single use, getting rid of single use stuff in 2025. So,
I did
plastic.
this single-use plastic like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep. And then same with clothing. She's going to avoid fast fashion, those cheap things that maybe you'll only wear once. And
Right.
I really appreciated her post. I thought that's something too I need to really think about. We already kind of do, or you see our big bags of recycling, which thank you, John Shafto, for teaching me about recycling. And then we don't do really any fast fashion, but just to be aware of that, I think is a good New Year's goal.
I follow someone online who does this like capsule wardrobe thing. And I'm not kidding. It's embarrassing to say it, but I probably have 20 pair of jeans in my closet.
Ooh. Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's insane, right? So pick 2 or 3. Those are your jeans,
Right.
and here's your dress pants. Everyone needs a funeral outfit. Everyone needs a wedding outfit. Like,
Mhm.
other than that, like, we all have way more stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't work on all these things simultaneously, but I am aware of it. And I did a pretty good closet purge the week after Christmas, and I sent 4 bags off to Goodwill.
And you're good about thrift shopping too.
I'm a thrifter.
When you do go shopping,
Yeah.
you're a thrifter, and
It makes it easier to get rid of.
Mm.
So, like, I look at a sweater and I just go, oh, this is an LL Bean wool sweater. Well, I did buy it at Goodwill for $4. So now I could just give it back to Goodwill. So if I had spent $75 on that, I feel obliged to keep it.
yeah. Good point.
Yep.
So last but not least is our Southeast Texas guide, Lisa Dempsey. And she has quite the resolution here and how to help you set your own resolutions or goals, whatever you want to call them, for 2025.
We love us some Lisa.
Hi, girl campers. I'm Lisa Dempsey. I am the Southeast Texas chapter guide, and I am so happy to be here with you today. So, Lesa McDermott and Janine asked us to put some things together for New Year's and some traditions or things that we do to celebrate the new year. And one of the things that I do in January is I go to the beach. It's one of my favorite things to do. January, I know, doesn't seem like it would be the typical time to go and enjoy the ocean, but I love it. It's usually very quiet, and I've just been so lucky to be able to do that on the Gulf Coast. So I usually here somewhere on the Texas coast or over in Florida. This year, I'm actually going with a group of women that I've put together an event, and we're going to go do some of the things that I'm about to talk about. But we'll be down in Matagorda. But I love the beach in January. I love that quiet time and that time to reflect and let go of the things that I need to let go of for the year before, and then look forward to the things that are ahead of me still for the coming year. One of the tools that I use to do that is called the 5x5, so 5x5 appraisal. I put this together several years ago, and I was using it in my in development when I was working with women as part of their business careers. So this has been something that I've done now probably for about 7 years, and then put it together formally and put it out for people to be able to use, I think in 2019. So I'm going to share that with you. You don't need much to do this. Paper, pen, if you want to get fancy and you want to get, a journal. Somebody got me this Bob Ross journal. Isn't that cute? Got some, fun Bob Ross stuff in it. And where if you want to get something fancy, if you just want a spiral notebook, if you want to type and use your computer, you can do that too. There's not a wrong way to do this. It is not something that you can spend one day on. You could try, but it's probably best done over 2 or 3 days at least. So that, and it's not that full time, because you need some time to really think and decompress and ponder some of these, because you may change some of your answers as you're thinking about some of it. And this is one of the reasons why I enjoy so much having kind of that quiet time in January to be able to go away and do this. So hop in your camper, find a cozy place, book some time out to do this. So this is my 5x5 appraisal. These are the questions. And I'll ask Lisa to put this in the show notes for you. So if you want to print this out and this is something that you find that might be something that you want to do, you'll have access to it. But here are the 5 questions. What are 5 things that you're proud of accomplishing? What are 5 things that you want to add or remove from your life in the next 12 to 24 months? Who or what are 5 people, organizations, schools, tools, apps, programs, church groups, memberships, clubs, 5 things that will help you to accomplish adding or taking away the things that you want in the next 12 or 24 months. And by the way, for all of you girls that are out there that kind of follow along and are like, someday I'm going to go do that. Someday I'm going to go to one of these events. Someday I'm going to get a camper. Someday I'm going to go camping. Someday I'm going to load up my car and just head out. Write that down. If you haven't done it and it's something that you're following along with us, that should be one of the 5 things that you want to do in the next 12 or 24 months. Write it down. After you've written those things down, then write down 5 ways that adding or removing those things are going to benefit you. What does that look like? Are you going to be stronger, happier, healthier, more financially secure, more of a sense of belonging? Are you going to be engaging with a new group? Are you going to be creating new friendships? Are you going to feel more at peace, less stressed? What does that look like? What does adding those or taking those 5 things away look like in your life? And then the 5th question is probably the most important one. And it's really not a question as much as it is an exercise. So you're going to take 5 days of your life, five days of things that you do typically or would like to be doing typically. And that might be, you've got to get up and get your kids out the door, or maybe you're a caregiver and you're taking care of a family member. Maybe it's you've got to go to work. And so what does a work day look like? What does a vacation day look like? And pick 5. What does a day volunteering look like? What does a day doing your favorite things look like? 5 days. And then write down from morning to the time you go to bed, what does that day look like? Do you get up and are you stressed and running around, or are you're up and you're enjoying a beautiful sunrise, having your favorite cup of tea or coffee, having a healthy breakfast? Or is it, you want to be up and out the door as quickly as possible because you've got somewhere that you want to be? Who are you spending your day with? What are you eating? Are you cooking? Somebody cooking for you? What does all that look like? Are you sitting in a carpool lane somewhere? Just write down whatever that looks like for 5 individual days. And that does take a little bit of time, because if you're really thinking about it, we're already just in our habits and our systems of what we do just to get through every day. So I want you to really think about what you want those days to look like. Then we're going to do 2 more steps. So you've got your 5 questions, and there's more descriptions. If you follow along, I'll give you a little bit more detail, but those are the key 5 questions and the 5 things that you'll be writing down and looking at. And then you're going to review and reflect. So the review part is look at your days and see, did you incorporate the people, places, activities, behaviors, whatever it is, of the things that you want to add? Or did you remove the things you want to take away? And if you didn't naturally put those in your days of what those days are going to look like, then I want you to reflect and see, is this something that's really important to me? Is this something that I'm really going to be able to do? Did I pick the things that are important to me? Or did I pick things that impact the other people in my life? Did I pick these 5 things that I want to add or take away because they're going to make somebody else in my world happier? Or if I think that's going to help control my world better? Really look at those things and make sure they're things that are there that you're putting in place for you. Are they things that you want that are going to impact you personally? Particularly for us as women, we spend so much time juggling and working to make everybody else's life easier. And that's a good thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing. I love being able to take care of my family and do those things. But this particular exercise is about you and making sure that you have the things that you need in your life that are going to make you feel
whole and complete and happy and give you a sense of pride in who you are and what you're accomplishing and the things that you want to see in your future. So I know this is really long. This is the long version of my 5x5 appraisal. I'll put a short version out there for you also, but try to do this. Make this something that you do in 2025, and then check back in. Go look. You should post your 5 days, or at least your one favorite day, like on your refrigerator or somewhere you can see it all the time. The other thing this does is if you have other people in your household and you have this posted and they see it, then they kind of will get a sense of what are the things that are important to you and how they can help you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So I hope you found it interesting. Thanks for listening. And I hope that you have a really great 2025. I hope that you get engaged with Girl Camper as one of the things that's on your list to do, or stay engaged with Girl Camper. And that we get to see you at our events or visit with you socially online. Maybe you're just listening to the podcasts or watching us on video. But I do wish you a wonderful 2025, and I hope that you get everything that you desire.
The sun is coming down. I mean, I'm in the sun. I'm in the light. Lisa's in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably normal. Always in the dark.
That was so interesting what Lisa just shared with us. And I think that's something like to work on over the course of the whole year.
Definitely.
That's a ton to unpack there. But my takeaway, if I took one thing from what she just shared with us, is number 3, and that is to engage with these organizations. I think where I have failed in these things is I think I can do it. Like that I'll set a goal. Number 3 is to get involved in networks, memberships, affiliations, things that are going to help you achieve that goal. Don't think you're going to do it on your own.
Right. There's so much out there that, I mean, Girl Camper is a great example for women who want to explore the outdoors, or
It's why we do what we do.
Exactly. Yeah.
To give people a foot in, like, we're that organization. If being in the outdoors, is your goal for the year. And someone just wrote me an email the other day and she said, this is the year I'm going to get a camper and go camping. And I said, skip the camper.
Yeah.
Just sign up for an event, rent the cabin, and just go with us. Don't wait for the whole year to go by until you find the camper, find the tow vehicle. Just sign up for an event and go and stay in a rented cabin.
Exactly.
Buy a cheap tent off Facebook Marketplace. Just come. I don't think we can wait for perfection, for every little thing to line up, and now we're going to do it.
And that's what makes us different, I think, from other women's camping organizations is you don't have to have a camper. There is no wrong way to camp like a girl.
No, I mean, we do literally have hammock hangers.
Me.
You. I'm going to get one this year. This year I'm going to get one. I may just swing in my backyard in it, but hammock hangers, cabin renters,
car
camping, spring issue of the magazine. We're doing a big thing on car camping. I want to do car camping.
Tent camping,
regular RV camping. So just go and stop thinking you need all of these things in order to go.
You don't. You need so little to just come out and
to just do it.
And that's kind of the recurring theme through a lot of these resolutions too, is the decluttering and the organizing.
Keep it simple, silly.
Keep it simple, silly.
Yeah. Give it a kiss. Keep it simple, silly. And I think that was a theme going on through our whole thing. Well, we appreciate our guides so much, and they bring us so much wisdom. And what I love about seeing all the guides lined up like this, everybody's different. Everybody's coming from a different point of view. And if we look at people we mesh with in our lives, and we just look at them for like their life experiences brought them to that point of view, and just honor and respect that, and let people be people, and not think it's our job to like, well, let me straighten her out on this, or let me show her how it's supposed to be done. What's this hammock crap? Just like let people live their lives and take from them what works for you, and disregard the rest without having to be judgmental about it, and just enjoy people, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
This has been fun.
it's always fun. It's fun when we're in person. And Lisa and I are heading off to Florida. I'm going to be in Florida for like a month. It's going to be great because who doesn't want to be in Florida in January? Yeah. So we're both going to the Florida RV show.
I'm a ski bunny. So
Yes, we skied.
nothing against Florida.
Yes, but it is your season. But every season is your season because you do something for each season.
Kind of.
But we're going off to Florida. We're going to be at the Florida RV show. Find us there. It'll be posted on, if you're in our Facebook group, find us at the Florida show. In between the Florida and the Fort Myers show, we're going to be shooting spring issue of the cover of the magazine. We're going to be beach camping down there. And then we're off to the Fort Myers RV show where we have a booth. We're going to be giving talks. I have 4 talks I'm giving.
2 talks a day. So I
2
think
talks
you've
a
got
day.
6 talks.
How to become a girl camper, how to turn your camper from factory to fabulous, 10 things you need to know before you sign on the dotted line. And overcoming your fear of towing.
Okay,
10 tips for overcoming. So anyway, we're giving those talks and we'll be hanging out there. So come and hang out at the booth with us.
Definitely.
Yeah. Florida, Fort Myers show is the 23rd to the 27th.
Yes.
Yeah. So find us, everybody. And thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all the other places. Sign up to be a Girl Camper. And please subscribe to the Girl Camper magazine.
If you like this podcast, please leave us a review. That helps us. It helps other people find podcasts like this. And
Yeah.
until next week,
Happy trails.
happy trails.